Welcome back to another video. In this one, it's just gonna be a quick 10-20 minute video about the latest on this winter storm and the totals we are gonna pretty much be seeing. So yes, Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington D.C. and Philly has now broke their snowless streak record above finally in the last 2 years of no measurable snow up to like an inch. So it's a wonderful sight tonight. If you guys are a snow lover, this is just one of those snowstorms where it's a relaxing like break from all the warm weather over the last few months and honestly years where we just haven't been able to see the snow. But like even in Tennessee, we got reports up to 8 to 12 inches in spots. So it was a pretty impressive storm and generally pretty much a little on the higher end of totals, I would say. Um I'm gonna hide that. Let me just move that over here. Let's go a little bit more here. And let's keep moving that up. So definitely this is in the last we're looking for the last 24 hours. That's still true, but there's that latest snowfall. Still, many areas up to 9.5, even higher than that. So, pretty impressive snowfall totals like in Tennessee, even the North Carolina mountains, seeing 15 plus inches, like up to 15 inches. So, pretty impressive snowfall amounts. And this is why they've been issuing some winter storm warnings now for many areas like Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland, even into Harrisburg, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, because the totals honestly might be a lot more higher than expected. And definitely in down near Washington, already getting reports up to 4 inches of snow near Washington. That's why they put that winter storm warning for 4 to 6, because it's definitely been a bit more on the snowy end than was expected. So yes, could the storm do something like some spots see maybe 6 to 8? I do think it could be definitely areas see that, because like even in West Virginia got a storm report up to 6 inches. So that's definitely possible. Maybe somewhere in the mountains see 8. But I'm not expecting too much out of that. But even like in Philadelphia, we had seen many areas seeing that 1.6 plus. But I'm very impressed how the Washington D.C. area, those snowfall amounts, already 3-4 inches. And I'm very curious how this storm is going to continue to play a big role in snowfall amounts. All right. So let's actually take a look at the Weather Channel radar, because if we take a look at the radar, we can really see what is going on and what is still expected for Washington, D.C., Maryland, and that. Because already seeing those 3 to 4 inches, it's I would say it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive to me. So let's just take it a look at radar as of 11:40. I know this is gonna be a late video, but I haven't posted a video and I feel bad, and I keep saying I will. So I have the time right now. I don't have school tomorrow. They canceled it. Many areas in the area has canceled it, but just north of Valentine, you can tell where the darker blue stands, where the darker shading of blue is. Definitely a little bit more of breaks in East Stroudsburg, Hazleton, just north of the Poconos, like Scranton. It was a little bit more steady, but that kind of actually broke apart New York, seeing some steady snow, even some gaps, like some dry spots near Trenton and Tom River, New Jersey. Philadelphia, you guys are under some good snow, but you guys do have that little breaking there. But even near Washington, D.C., where it's definitely those patches but it's some breaking in the snow, and that continues to go down there. But this is probably going to continue to fill in. So whoever sees those stronger, heavy snow bands throughout the time of the break of the snow, definitely going to be dealing with more of a heavier snowfall, in my opinion. Definitely some heavier snow back in Harrisburg, Gettysburg, Lancaster, really snowing pretty nicely right now. And those have really continue to become more heavier. So I'm very curious how it's going to evolved with those snow bands making it into Eastern PA, New Jersey. Definitely, those are the bands that are going to be dropping that quick few inches an hour, I do believe. But Baltimore, if you guys are still in the area, it is snowing. Washington, D.C., it's still pretty much snowing. It's nothing that bad yet, but this is just the beginning. This is probably like Eastern PA and even New York. This is like for New York, your snow won't be any until later, Tuesday afternoon. Eastern PA Tuesday like 1 o'clock. So we're not even near the big portion of this. It just started snowing like a few hours ago. So yes, it's a light snow as of right now, but um we'll have to see. All right. We'll have to see how the totals continue. And I'm seeing if the website is open. I don't think it's open. Yeah, it's still under emergency service maintenance. I don't know that much about it. I just found out. Um, and I thought it was my internet. So I actually resetted my computer before coming on here. But seeing the her model and the future radar, definitely gets you thinking. Like it says by this is should be like 11 p.m. It's a lot more snowier than that, and then 12. But you can tell by the her really gains those heavier snow bands. And if we take a look at Epic, Epic Pen, because I want to do some drawings and just show you guys the evolving event we are going to be having. So, we go into 12 o'clock. Definitely becomes more snowier, but like 2, even 3, like by the 4 o'clock in the morning. Definitely some more building in the snow and actually heavier snow bands. And this might be even heavier and more widespread on the herd because right now the herd is actually running a little behind with these bands of formation and definitely probably going to drop just a few more inches on top of it. So you can tell it's snowing pretty good by 7 a.m. We have to see about the gap with the low pressure. Does that freezing rain make it up to the I 78? I do think it'll be more on the south, but wherever those gaps do take place will matter. Certain runs, the herd is very interesting. Only one run and watch the next run is going to come out a whole bunch of different, but like here's the NAM, very snowy, and having that snow not even here by 11. So it's pretty crazy how it's already been snowing a little bit longer, but you see how that really becomes a big widespread snow event and doesn't really end into like eastern Pennsylvania into snow showers by 3 p.m. New York doesn't end by 4, 5 p.m. In New England, like Maine, you're not even by midnight on Tuesday. So but it does become a stronger event, and it becomes a 990 millibar storm now near the main area. So definitely much stronger than expected. 985. So it definitely is a lot stronger in runs than before, but that will lead into some back end winds, probably up to 30, maybe up to 40 mile an hour in the tops of those mountains. But, you know, the stronger the storm, the quicker the storm develops, more of those darker bands. And I think what we are seeing is definitely taking place, but definitely many areas 4, 6, inches, in 4 or 5 inches on the hurt. New England with that more strength and see 7, maybe even 8 inches. So definitely has become a more of a bigger system. Actually, let me quickly just check out. I don't know. So this is actually a late. Oh, it is the latest. Okay, so this is by 11. Okay, this is actually the latest her model. All right, a little bit more on the snowy end. A little bit more or less on the south. Definitely gets a little bit more stronger. Here we are by 8 a.m. Snowing pretty good. Oh, 9 a.m. Definitely more that heavy. And 10, 11. This is 12 o'clock, still snowing. 1 o'clock, still snowing. And pretty much enters out by 2. So definitely early afternoon when it leaves, but New York probably more in the later afternoon. And we'll have to see how quickly that storm strengthens. Like, the latest run has an even more stronger. So a little bit more precip added in behind of it. Total snowfall still yet to come. This is still yet to come. You got another 3, 4 inches. I do, I would say, think a little bit more the way things have been looking on other areas. All right, we'll definitely be looking at the radar over and over. But here's another radar update, and that snow in Harrisburg, Lancaster, Central PA, really, becoming a concern, I would say, if this continues to show in each frame. I feel like these blues just becomes a little bit more darker in color, and that's actually very important because as that snow really enters eastern PA, that's definitely going to be dropping more of that heavier snow than the hurt is previous forecasting. Like just north of Allentown, like I said, it was a little bit of that heavier band sneaking in, and yes, is indeed did sneak in, and you could tell how it's just a little bit more darker. So definitely a strengthening storm system. We're starting to see those heavier bands really taking place. One place is in Baltimore, one place is in near just north of Washington, D.C., Delaware, New Jersey, Wildwood, really seeing that heavier snow right now. So we have to, see how this just continues to take in place. Um Another model we like to look at is the RGEM. What does the RGEM feeling for us? And I do have my own snowfall forecast, like the snow total. So I do have to update it, but I'll do it on the dot here. But definitely snowy. If we're looking at 10 a.m., I think worst impacts, if you guys are in Eastern PA, probably going to be early Tuesday morning. I think that's probably going to be honestly the worst of the system. Early Tuesday morning, 8, maybe from 5 a.m. or so. But we have to see how these bands just continue because whatever bands we do see, it's definitely going to be a little bit more intensified than before. But GFS even intensified the storm even more, 1001 now off with that freezing rain line being there. But each run has been just strengthening this storm, and we're looking at a 986 by this point. If we go back a few runs ago, we're looking at 1001. So definitely been inching its way closer and closer to the coast, and then you see another system for Friday. GFS a little bit more, less Canadian a little bit more on that, and then we see that weird storm warm up pattern, and it's a very weird pattern after that. I think we just have to get through this upcoming storm tonight into tomorrow and then the Friday storm because I will say Friday it's still very uncertain. Canadian likes a bigger storm, 996 up coast there, and definitely a bit more of the snowier event than the GFS and the Icon. And that could actually be dropping a bit more up to like 4 to 8 inches if the Canadian's outright. So it's still a lot to get through this week. Um, do we see snow on Friday? Do we not? Really depends on that coastal low. So we'll have to, wait and see. But like I said, I think tomorrow morning it's going to be more of the worst of the storm, and definitely into the later morning, early afternoon will be the strongest part of the storm with the heaviest snow. So it's gonna be very interesting waking up to see what's on the ground, how much snow. Maybe we have three, maybe even 2 to 3 inches. Let's just say by the morning, you're gonna be at least adding another 2, 3 inches. So right there, maybe 4, 5, 6. You know, we'll have to see how much snow we get tonight. It's been snowing. I would say it's probably getting close to an inch on the ground again already. But the readings I'm getting out of other areas so far is pretty impressive. Like in Washington getting up to 4, Baltimore, a lot of those totals really rampant. And actually, this updated again. And weirdly, in Washington, we now got a snowfall report here up to 6 inches in West Virginia. Just in that band of snow right there. Seeing more of that snow, but wow. Just right near that Washington, D.C., seeing up to, you know, five 5 to 6 inches already. So that's why they did put that 4 to 6. But what I'm seeing with those snowfall just south near Washington, pretty impressive snowfall totals. And this is select time range for snowfall reports. So this is reports coming in and cashing it in. Um, Not too many reports in Pennsylvania yet, but those will be sneaking in. But Philly still that I think those are the same, but pretty impressive amounts showing up near the Washington and Baltimore area, up to 3 to even 5 inches already on the ground, with still more snow to deal with. So we'll have to really watch what happens, because it's going to be a very interesting storm, but definitely that heavy snow really looking quite concerning. But look at that, just heavier snow, like I said on radio, really just topping it off in the Harrisburg, Lancaster, Gettysburg area, the northern Lehigh, really seeing that heavier snow. But we go into one. Why not? This is one. This is two. This is three. It's still snowing. Four, snowing. Five, it's still snowing. So, it's a very impressive. By 5:46, it is snowing, and look at all the snow yet to come. So, we'll have to wait and see how much snow we do see. And question is, does Washington D.C. see any more snow? I don't know. All right, I don't think so. Maybe a few more inches. Maybe at the best. But I mean, I think you guys in Washington D.C. is pretty much done with the snow. After that line moves just a bit more north, but we already got reports up to 5. So seeing that 4 to 6 is definitely playing out to be true, because they had to add that in. So totals running just a bit high. So we'll have to wait and see how this continues. 4Z Her is coming out. I'm going to actually probably wait on that here. But Definitely those heavier snowfall totals, like radar I keep showing Harrisburg, really just snowing. Philly, it's definitely that little gap. That's gonna probably matter just a bit, but we'll see how that long that dry slot breaks out. But look at that, each frame keeps adding just another darker shade of blue, and mm, each frame keeps making these bands stronger. It's just gonna be dumping more of that heavier snow, and it's gonna be a very very interesting see what to happen. And even the winter weather advisories going into like 4 o'clock tomorrow. Um, National Weather Service, if we look at that, they definitely added those winter storm warnings, and they've been even adding it into Lancaster. That's for 4 to 6 inches of snow. So very, very important snow. Like the winter storm warning. I wouldn't even be surprised they added in the Lehigh Valley 4 to 6 inches. Um, they say additional the heaviest snow will fall overnight, but lighter snow until the Tuesday morning. That's definitely interesting. Um, those are the I'm really into watching these go up. Those snowfall reports. I'm pretty impressed with the snowfall reports in Washington. You have to be real there. But like even the latest run, more on that just bigger snow amount. And that is what I'm saying. Each run keeps changing, but it's trying to catch up, and it's going to be very important. It's going to be very important to see how that catches up. Um, I'll probably stay into 12, and then I'll probably end it. But it's going to be interesting watching the radar ramp up. Hmm. No second hour yet. Oh, we do got a few hours. Weird. Wow, why does it break so much? Interesting. All right, we're gonna take a look at the radar. I'm gonna probably go let you guys go. I'll get this uploaded and then we'll check back in the morning or so. I'll definitely make a shorts on it probably. But if you guys are in the area and you guys have off, congrats. A casual snow day expected tomorrow, so enjoy it. Um, for snow lovers is awesome. We'll be tracking the Friday system, what happens for it, but in the longer term after that Friday system, I'm afraid to say for snow lovers and even me, um, a different pattern shows up, and it's a bit more on the warmer side. Probably, I don't know if it's going to change, but there's that potential, and then boom, definitely a different type of pattern, a little bit more of a warmer type of pattern with a lot more showers, but we'll have to wait and see if that changes just a bit. And then another polar outbreak going into the end of January. So probably just a brief warm up. This is the latest Canadian, and it actually trended even colder on it. I will have to admit, it has trended colder on its latest. So I have to see a weird big ice slash. Oh, it's a bit icy there and near the 24th, and then you know the polar vortex tries and come back, but then we got this weirder pattern shift. So we have to see how things play after the Friday storm. How does it all do? Um, Another radar frame just came in. All right. Definitely, like I said, those darker shades of blue just continues to roam the area. Philly snow gap closing just a bit. Still quite a bit of gaps throughout those little areas. Snow pretty much done with Washington. Maybe you guys see just a bit more. Baltimore coming to your last few snow bands. We'll have to wait and see. Latest her before we click off. Definitely looking a bit more snowy, but that's it, you guys. I'll check back in later. Bye.